Hey friends and collectors, welcome back to Ol'SargeCollects. This is episode 9 of the Diamond Star set. So last episode, in episode 8, we covered Earl Averill, we covered the Schnoz, Ernie Lombardi, we covered Billy Urbanski, and the infamous Ben Chapman. So this episode, I've got one Hall of Famer for you, and then the rest of the players. While their cards are pretty cool, their careers weren't as long. So the first Hall of Famer, and this again, if this is in numerical order, Ben Chapman was card number 38. This is card number 39, and that is of Carl Hubbell. Let me focus here. Focus. There we go. So Carl Hubbell, let's learn a little bit about him. Now he's the only Hall of Famer in this grouping. Carl Hubbell was born in 1903 in Carthage, Missouri. He made his major league debut in 1928 as a pitcher for the New York Giants. King Carl, as he was known, played for the Giants all 15 years of his career, which ended in 1943. He was a 9-time All-Star, and in 1934 All-Star, he struck out 5 future Hall of Famers in succession, that being Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Fox, Al Simmons, and Joe Cronin. He was a World Series champion and a 2-time National League MVP, a 3-time National League wins leader, 3 times Major League Baseball ERA leader. He was a National League strikeout leader in 1937. He pitched a no-hitter on May 8th, 1929. The Giants retired his number, which was number 11. And he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1947. Carl Hubbell died in 1988 at the age of 85. And so on the back of this card, it's a greenback. And it talks about left-handed pitchers becoming more scarce. Carl Hubbell was a left-handed pitcher. And the front of the card, so what I like about this card is the Giants uniform, his posture. I like how he's just kind of relaxed, leaning up against the gate. I also like that Art Deco building in the background. And I like his hat. I like the way it's tipped to one side. So I got this card ungraded. I sent it off to SGC myself. I was very pleased with the grade that I got. I did not expect a grade of a 4, but I was happy about that. So, all right, so that's Carl Hubbell. And the next player had a short-lived career, but he's got a good card. And that card is card number 40, and that's Blondy Ryan. His full name is John Collins Ryan. He was born in 1906 in Lynn, Massachusetts. He made his major league debut in 1930 as a shortstop for the Chicago White Sox. And Blondy Ryan played for 7 years and a total of 5 different teams. So he was with the Chicago White Sox in 1930. And then from 1933 to 1934, he was with the New York Giants. In 1935, the year of this card, he was with the Philadelphia Phillies. And then he was with the New York Yankees in 1935. He didn't play in 1936. And then from 1937 to 1938, he was back with the New York Giants. And 1938 was his last season. After his Major League Baseball career, Blondy Ryan joined the Navy, and he served in World War II. So, Blondy, thank you for your service. And he died in 1958 at the age of 53. And so the back of this card talks about, smart shortstops like Blondy Ryan, have to have a clear understanding of their second baseman when an opposing runner is on first base. And then what I like about this card is he's jumping up, for that ball. That was probably like a line drive just above his head, and he's jumping up to catch it. I like the detail of his uniform. You can see the wrinkles in his uniform, and then I like this player out here in what's obviously left field, running over to back him up in case he didn't catch that line drive. So that's what I really like about that card. It's like an in-action card, which is not common for 1930s or really before 1973. So, all right. So the next player is of Harvey Hendrick. All right, so Harvey Hendrick, this is card number 41. Harvey Hendrick was born in 1897 in Mason, Tennessee. He made his major league debut in 1923 as a first baseman for the New York Yankees. Harvey played for several different teams during his 11-year career. He, from 1923 to 1924, he was with the Yankees. He was a 1923 World Series champion. In 1925, he played for Cleveland Indians. And from 1927 to 1931, he was with the Brooklyn Robins. 1931 to 32, he was with Cincinnati Reds. And then also in 1932, he was with the St. Louis Cardinals. In 1933, he was with the Chicago Cubs. And in 1934, his last year in baseball, he was with the Philadelphia Phillies. And this card is from 1935, but it shows him being with the Phillies. His overall batting average was .308. He surpassed the 300 mark 4 times in his career. And unfortunately, Harvey Hendrick took his own life in 1941 at the age of 43. On the back of this card, it talks about outfielders must be almost as sure as infielders in handling ground hits. And so now this card is kind of a basic card. It's got the coloring of the artistic, coloring of it and a lot of different bold artistic colors, but really it's just kind of a plain card. So don't like this one as much as I like Blondy Ryan or Carl Hubbell over there. And the last player for our lineup here, let me straighten these out first. The last player of our lineup is of Jimmy Dykes. So this is card number 42. And Jimmy Dykes was born in 1896 in Philadelphia, PA. He made his major league debut in 1918 as a second baseman for the Philadelphia Athletics. After the 1918 season ended, Dykes served in the wartime army during World War I. So, Jimmy, thank you for your service. Jimmy went back after the war. Jimmy went back to baseball, and his major league career as a player was 22 years long. He played for a total of 22 seasons. He was with the Athletics for 14 years. During that time, he was a World Series champion twice. He was with the Chicago White Sox for his final 6 seasons from 1933 to 1939 and was a 2-time All-Star, playing in that inaugural All-Star year in 1933 and again in 1934. He batted over 305 times and compiled a .280 batting average. So that's not where his career really ended. He went on to being a manager. He managed and coached multiple teams for the next 30 years, becoming the winningest manager of the Chicago White Sox history. He later became the first manager in history to win 1,000 games without capturing a league pennant. In 1954, Dykes was named the Baltimore Orioles' first manager, and he died in 1976 at the age of 79. So what I like about this card is that red sky with that white cloud in the background. And I like he's in his, follow through swing. It's talking about when a base runner is trapped between the bases, always run him back toward the base from which he started. So this is, like you're an infielder, let's say you're a second baseman or a third baseman, and you've got a player caught. Where do you throw the ball? So that's what the back of that card is. Anyway, I hope you liked this episode. Again, this was episode 9 of the Diamond Stars set. And I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for watching.